And when I came out of the coma, I was 11, but I had to relearn everything all over again like an infant, from how to stick up my tongue, how to walk, how to talk, how to move my hand, everything. Um, Rehab was very harsh. I was lucky enough, there was a rehab school in the hospital, that would take people like me and give them school combined with rehab. Um, as a result, I went through school. I've taken community college. I've taken a course at another course at community college. I've tried it all. I've also traveled the world. I've been to lots of different places that have had awesome accessibility, and then places that I've had, holy shays, how does anyone get around in this place? And since then, sorry to be jumping around so much, I'm nervous. Since then, I've co-wrote a book called My Jelly Brain. It's a book on how I learned to protect my brain after a car accident. It's available at Chisholm's in Kentville, Coles in New Minas, and the Farmers Market in Wolfville, as well as on Amazon. It outlines my recovery as well as inclusion, empathy for children with a disability. As you guys can see there behind me, is a group I have started through the Cyber Lions Club of Wolfville, where we're going to take a Little Tykes Power Wheel and modify it so it doesn't have the throttle. It has a big easy button in the center of the steering wheel. So a little kid that's in a wheelchair can then drive this car around Ronald McDonald House in Halifax. So that's what we're raising money for. Got nothing yet. Where was I? I've already said that, places where I've been. But let me tell you a little bit about me present day. Socially, I struggle. There are no groups for people with brain injuries locally that are my same age group or younger. The disabled youth need to be shown the ropes and what they are really capable of. That's a good segue into my group I have started called the Helping Hands, or Helping Hands. It's a group that takes about 4 or 5 individuals between the ages of 13 and 18 that have a disability of some sort to Ontry in Windsor, transportation provided by Kings Point to Point. And it's a day of exhilarating fun in the ropes courses, completely safe. They have a wheelchair zip line. They have ropes. They have other zip lines all over 120 acres. The people judge me before they get to know me around Kentville, New Minas, and Wolfville, because of my chicken wing and my wild cow look when I walk to keep my eyes balanced. People judge me before they know me. And if they got to know me, they would look at me differently. The Lions group I'm a member of, the Cyber Lions group of Wolfville, they were going to have an open book session at the Lions Club, but it got rained out. The open book session is where I would be the open book, and people would come in and have, I don't know if it was 5 or 10 minutes, to ask me questions about my brain injury, recovery, what I've done, anything. But it got rained out. Transportation. My only means of transportation are walking, biking, taxi, or bus, because as a result of my traumatic brain injury, it came with some stipulations. I'm partially paralyzed on the right-hand side, chicken wing, and I have no vision from 90 degrees over rightward in either eye. So it's like your peripheral vision ends at 90 degrees. So anything over on this side, I can't see. So I can't drive. So I'm left with biking, walking, taxi, or bus. I don't like taking the bus because there's a stigma behind taking the bus as it's your own last means of transportation. It's not my last means of transportation. I have other means, just they're not accessible that day. And the bus may not go where I'm wanting to go that day. When it's raining or cold at nighttime, you wouldn't want to walk or take the bike or bus. And the bus travels so irregular and it may not travel to where I want. I already said that. Taxis. Those are my other source. M&G and CJ's have poor service. CJ's has the dispatcher that works in the afternoon, who won't come pick me up nor drop me off anywheres. And when they do send a cab, I'm been heard of waiting outside an hour in minus 16 degree weather. That is not okay in anyone's standards. But I do have to give commendment to the Wolfville town for this. They are thinking of the micro transit. That is very good. I am pro that. I've personally been thinking about a micro transit such as Uber, getting Uber around here. I've researched it. That's a private run organization. So all you really need is a clean driving abstract and a car that's over 2016 or newer. And people at the Valley and students need a little extra cash to help out nowadays. That's why I think Uber would be a great thing to have around here at the Valley. But I don't know how to get the word out there. The sidewalks around the Valley were very difficult to navigate at the best of times this winter, even more so for people that have a disability. Try walking down the narrow 4-inch wide slushy snow trail down the sidewalk, carrying a sack of potatoes with your dominant arm with one eye closed. That might give you a little bit of a sense as to what walking down the sidewalks were like for me. When it's not winter out, when it's springtime, summer, and fall, I'm biking everywhere. But when I bike, I bike on the sidewalks, but I catch flack from others that I should be on the road. And it's not safe to be on the road at the best of times because of hitting potholes or cracks in the road or whatever that could throw me off balance. Besides that, I have no right side vision. The curb is right there on your right. I've injured myself before hitting some of the town's craters in the road. I broke my leg hitting one of the bumps in the valley roads. Now, I have to take some of the blame here, knowing my cat-like reflexes are not there at the best of times, and I was trying to do a catwalk off one of the bumps, but I still broke my leg as a result of one of the town's bumps. Yeah. I've traveled halfway around the world, so I've been in some very user-friendly, accessible places, and I've also been in some very congested places. This is why I think I would make a great candidate if you start a valley-wide group that combats these issues. Thank you very much for listening to my speech, and I'm happy to answer anyone's questions now or after the Zoom meeting. Thank you.